You pet your dog every single day. You feed them, walk them, maybe even let them sleep in your bed, and you think you're a great dog owner. But there's a pretty good chance you've been hurting your dog without even knowing it. Today, I'm going to show you 6 things most dog owners do every day that are actually bad for their dog. And number 3 is going to make you feel genuinely terrible about yourself. I love dogs. Like, maybe too much. I talk to my dog more than I talk to most humans. So when I found out that some of the things I was doing, stuff I thought was totally fine, were actually stressing out or physically hurting my dog, I needed to fix that immediately. And I figured if I was making these mistakes, you probably are too. So let's go through all 6 of them, and I'll tell you exactly what to do instead so your dog actually lives their best life. Here's the thing about being a dog owner. Nobody gives you a manual. You get a dog, you figure it out as you go, and most of the time you're copying what you saw your parents do or what you saw on TV. And some of that stuff is just flat out wrong. The tricky part is that dogs can't tell you when something bothers them. They can't text you and say, "Hey, that thing you did this morning really stressed me out." They just kind of deal with it. So a lot of harmful habits go completely unnoticed because your dog seems fine on the surface, but they're not always fine. And it's worth knowing the difference. Number 1. Hugging your dog. I know how this sounds. You love your dog. You want to hug your dog. The problem is, your dog probably doesn't love being hugged at all. Dogs are not naturally wired to enjoy hugs the way humans are. When you wrap your arms around a dog, to them that feels like a threat. In dog language, putting a limb over another animal is a sign of dominance or aggression. So when you're squeezing your dog thinking it's the most loving thing in the world, your dog might be standing there completely frozen, looking off to the side, waiting for it to be over. Signs your dog is not enjoying the hug. They turn their head away from you, they lick their lips, they yawn when they're not tired, or they just go super still. That stillness is not them relaxing, that's them tolerating. Some dogs do get used to hugs over time, especially if they were socialized with a lot of physical contact from puppyhood. But the majority of dogs, they'd rather you just scratched behind their ears or rubbed their belly. That's the real love language for most dogs. So before you go wrap your arms around your dog again, take a second to notice if they're leaning into it, or just standing there waiting for you to stop. Number 2. Letting them skip exercise because they seem fine. This one gets a lot of dog owners. Your dog is just chilling on the couch, not asking for anything, perfectly relaxed. So you skip the walk today, and maybe tomorrow, and then it becomes kind of a habit. Here's what's actually happening, though. A lot of dogs won't tell you they're bored or understimulated. They won't bark at you or drag you to the door. Some breeds especially just kind of go quiet and internalize it. But that built-up energy and boredom doesn't just disappear. It shows up as chewing stuff they shouldn't, restlessness at night, or what some vets describe as low-level chronic stress. And chronic stress in dogs, just like in humans, can mess with their immune system and overall health over time. How much exercise your dog actually needs depends on the breed and age, but even low-energy dogs need way more than people think. Most medium to large dogs need at least 45 minutes to an hour of actual movement a day, not just being in the backyard, but real walking or running or playing. And it's not just the physical part. The walk itself is mental stimulation. All those smells, that's your dog reading the newspaper. It's genuinely enriching for them. So don't skip the walk just because your dog didn't ask for it. Number 3. Using punishment-based training. Okay. This is the one I said would make you feel bad. So brace yourself. A lot of people still train dogs using punishment, yelling no, pushing their face into accidents, using shock collars or choke chains, that kind of thing. And I get it. It's what a lot of older training guides taught. It's what a lot of people grew up seeing. It feels like it works because the dog stops doing the thing in the moment. But here's what the research actually shows. Punishment-based training doesn't teach a dog what to do. It just teaches them to be afraid. And fear-based behavior in dogs can come out in really unpredictable ways, including aggression. Studies have shown that dogs trained with aversive methods show significantly higher stress levels and are more likely to bite than dogs trained with positive reinforcement. When you yell at your dog for peeing inside, They don't connect the yelling to the peeing. What they learn is that sometimes, randomly, you turn into a scary person, and that erodes trust. That changes the relationship in ways that are hard to undo. Positive reinforcement, rewarding what you want instead of punishing what you don't, isn't just the nicer option. It's the more effective one. Your dog learns faster, retains the behavior longer, and actually feels good around you instead of nervous. If you've been doing punishment-based training, it's not too late to switch. Dogs forgive really quickly. Start rewarding good behavior consistently, and you'll see a difference in a few weeks. Number 4, the wrong collar or leash setup. This one is really common and can cause actual physical damage. A regular flat collar is fine for holding ID tags. It is not ideal for walking a dog that pulls. When a dog pulls against a flat collar repeatedly, you're putting direct pressure on their trachea, their throat. Over time, this can contribute to tracheal collapse, which is a real and painful condition, especially common in small breeds. It can also mess with their thyroid gland and even cause eye pressure issues. And yet, walk through any park and you'll see dogs pulling hard on flat collars while their owners are on their phones. Not throwing shade, it's just super common. The fix is easy though. A front clip harness moves the pressure to the chest, not the throat. It also naturally discourages pulling because it redirects their body instead of just stopping them. Head halters are another option that works really well for strong dogs. The only thing to avoid is retractable leashes, which have their own problems. They give dogs so much slack that you lose control fast, and the thin cord can cause serious cuts if it wraps around a leg or a hand. Multiple emergency rooms have treated people for retractable leash injuries. That's not a joke. Get a good harness. It's like a $20 fix for a problem that could otherwise turn into a vet bill. Number 5, feeding them just a little of human food. You're eating dinner. Your dog is staring at you with those eyes. You know the eyes, and you think, it's just a tiny piece, it's fine, it won't hurt them. The problem is 2 things. First, a lot of common human foods are actually toxic to dogs. Onions and garlic destroy red blood cells in dogs. Grapes and raisins can cause sudden kidney failure, and we still don't fully understand why, but even small amounts can be fatal in some dogs. Xylitol, which is an artificial sweetener found in a lot of gum, peanut butter, and sugar-free products, is extremely toxic. Macadamia nuts, avocado, certain artificial sweeteners. The list goes on. And second, even foods that aren't toxic can mess up your dog's diet and weight over time. A small cube of cheese to a medium-sized dog is like a human eating an entire cheeseburger as a snack. Dogs gain weight fast, and extra weight in dogs causes all the same problems it causes in humans. Joint issues, heart problems, shorter life. I'm not saying never give your dog a treat from the table. I'm saying know what's actually safe. Carrots, plain cooked chicken, plain rice, blueberries, those are all fine. Just look up the specific food before you hand it over. It takes 10 seconds and it could genuinely save your dog's life. Number 6, ignoring their teeth. Be honest. When's the last time you looked at your dog's teeth? Not just glanced, actually looked. Dental disease is one of the most common health problems in dogs, and most owners never even think about it. By age 3, the majority of dogs already have some form of dental disease. And the reason that matters is because bacteria from the mouth can get into the bloodstream and affect the heart, kidneys, and liver over time. And dogs don't really show you when their mouth hurts. They'll keep eating, keep playing, keep seeming normal while quietly dealing with pain that could have been prevented. The best thing you can do is brush your dog's teeth. I know that sounds ridiculous. But there are dog-specific toothpastes that come in flavors like chicken and peanut butter, and most dogs will actually let you do it once they get used to it. Daily is ideal. A few times a week is realistic for most people. If brushing is a full no, dental chews and water additives help too, though they're not as effective. And getting a professional dental cleaning from your vet every year or 2 makes a real difference. Your dog can't buy their own toothbrush. That part is on you. Here's the thing that ties all of this together. Most of these things come from a place of love. You hug your dog because you love them. You give them food from your plate because you love them. You let them skip the walk because you want them to be comfortable. The problem isn't the intention. The problem is that dogs experience the world differently than we do, and what feels like love to us doesn't always feel good to them. The best dog owners aren't the ones who love their dogs the most. They're the ones who actually take the time to understand what their dog needs. And honestly, once you know this stuff, it's not even hard to fix. Most of these things just require a small change in habit. So, real quick recap. Stop hugging your dog if they're not into it. Keep up with the exercise even on lazy days. Ditch the punishment-based training and switch to positive reinforcement. Get a proper harness for walks. Know which human foods are actually dangerous. And please brush your dog's teeth or at least do something about their dental health. None of these are big, complicated things, but all of them add up to a dog that's healthier, happier, and honestly probably way less stressed around you. And if your dog is less stressed, you're going to have a better relationship with them. It really is that simple. Your dog spends their whole life trying to be a good boy or girl for you. The least we can do is try to figure out what's actually good for them. If you want more videos like this, subscribe. I put out new dog content every week.